Hey everyone, James here with Rokoko, and I'm back with another tutorial for you. This time I want to show you how to work with multiple characters inside of Studio and how to export them out and work with them inside of your favorite game engines like Unity and Unreal. So let's go ahead and get started. So you'll see here we have our fight take, which includes two characters that we have here, and you also notice our video reference is shown, and if I go ahead and hit play, the animation will play and you can actually see them interact in the video reference, which is pretty cool. But for now, we're not going to really pay attention to the video reference. What we're going to do is just really pay attention to what we want to export out for our game engine use. So let me go ahead and minimize this. And then essentially what we want to do is find a part in this animation in which they're interacting with each other, and then how easy it'll be to export it out from here and import it into Unity or Unreal, and then how to make it work inside of the game engine. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and find this little section right here where they're punching. Looks pretty good. And so the cool thing about Studio is that we can actually export out segments. So I don't want to export out all of this idling. I just want to export out just this particular moment. And so in order to do that, let me go ahead and get to where I want to start the animation. Let's maybe do right around here. And then if I hold shift on the keyboard, I can go ahead and click and drag, and then it'll create the segment. So let me just break it out from right here, and now every time I hold shift, I have a start and end point of this particular segment. So let me bring out my start point a bit back here, and then let's see where it ends. Okay, so I want this segment to maybe end right around here. So let me pull our end right to that point, and now this is all we have. So this is, if I hit the export button now, it's only going to export out this particular segment. So this will be good to work with, and so let's go ahead and export it out now. And in order to export, you just go ahead and hit our export button, and then you have your export options. We're going to leave everything as an FBX, but what we'll do is switch our skeleton over to Mixamo, because we'll be working with characters that use the Mixamo rig. And once that's done, just go ahead and hit export, and you are good to go. So let's go ahead and jump over now to our game engine. Alright, so here we are in Unreal, and I have already imported our characters. We have our hacker character, and then we also have Miro. These are both characters from Turbo Squid, and we're just going to use them. And so now what we want to do is, I guess first of all, when you do import your character, make sure that it's going to ask you if you want to select a skeleton or not. Set it to none, and then hit import, and then that way Unreal will create its own skeleton for your character. But once you've imported your characters, let's go ahead and click on the skeletal mesh, and we're going to go to the skeleton. And before we import our animations, what we need to do is open our retargeting options, which is right here. Click on that, and we need to change our translation on all of our joints to skeleton. All of them except for the hips. So you want to make sure that your hips are kept as animation, but everyone else, you'll just change it to skeleton. So I'll go ahead and do this for this character, and then I'll also do it for our secondary character that we have. Alright, so once you've gone ahead and changed all of these to skeleton except for the hips, remember the hips is going to stay as animation, you want to make sure you save it. So click on the save button, and we can go ahead and close out of this. And then now once you've done that, you can go ahead and import your animations. So we'll click on our animations folder, and then I'll go ahead and drag both of our animations that we exported out right directly into Unreal. And then you'll see that it's asking for a skeleton for your animations. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and assign it to Miro, and then I'll hit import. And then for our next one, we're going to do the same thing, but assign this one to the hacker, and then hit import. then we can go ahead and click out of this message box that pops up, and then you'll see both of our animations are here. And if you go ahead and double click on one of them, you can see the animation is playing on our character. And you can make some adjustments to it as well. Like in the beginning of this animation, there is the T-pose, and we can go ahead and get rid of that just by going to the frame that currently isn't in T-pose, and then we can right click, and then we can go ahead and remove frames 0 through 3. And so now that T-pose is no longer there. And then we'll go ahead and save that. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing for our other character. You can see it plays, looks good, and we can go ahead and remove that T-pose as well. So we'll take out right about here. Alright, and then go ahead and hit save, and then now once your animations are applied to your character, you can just go ahead and drag and drop this directly into the scene. And it looks like he's in the ground a little bit. Let me move him up. And then let's see how it looks. And that looks pretty good. They're a little close to each other, so I can push them back just a little bit. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the process of you know, exporting out multiple characters out of Studio and importing them directly into Unreal to work with them. And so I hope this was helpful for you guys. And thanks for watching.